been a minute since my last acrylic video, and I gotta admit I've been putting it off a little bit. I tried to film it a few times, and every time it was such a disaster that I just didn't feel like I should even continue sometimes or even post it. Then I realized that the whole point of this series, I say series, there's one episode, but hopefully it will be a series. The whole point of this series is that you're supposed to see like the process of me getting better at something that I don't already know how to do super well. And so today I am going to be creating an almond shape. And you might be wondering, like, what is the point of getting good at acrylic now that polygel is popular, gel X is popular, biab is popular? What is the point, right? The only way I know how to explain this is by saying that acrylic nails give me a kind of like clickety clack, the bitch is back kind of feeling, and I love that feeling. Plus, I think if you want to be a nail artist, it makes sense to try and have as big of a repertoire as possible. You know, you want to be able to do pretty much all kinds of designs. And for the record, I don't believe that acrylic is bad for your nails. I could probably make a whole separate video about this. A lot of the time when people say acrylic damage their nails, they're really talking about the removal process of acrylic. So first I'm just starting by like cleaning my cuticles. My nails look a little dusty, but it's okay. I'm using this, like, I don't know what it's made of, but it basically like scrapes and pushes back at the same time, and I really like it. It's pretty fast and it doesn't feel as harsh as like a metal scraper. Although one thing I'm not sure about is how frequently are you supposed to replace these. I've used this one like a few times now. I haven't noticed it getting dirty or anything, but I'm sure it just gets like blunted. I want to try like the cuticle oil pop-off method. You might have seen it on YouTube already. It's almost like a peel-off base coat, except it's not. In my last video, I actually did use a peel-off gel base coat, and one of the things that I didn't like about it was that the base coat itself is a little bit sticky. During the process of doing one nail, it's really easy for other nails to get messed up or get like film or like little fibers on them. And I really didn't like this because I feel like in the moment you don't notice them, but when I'm taking pictures of the nails after I'm done with them, I really notice the little imperfections. I'm also gonna do my other hand, just the prep, not the actual design, because I feel like my other hand has been lacking some love lately. The skin here is really dry, so it tears a bit. One thing I'm worried about is whenever I've tried acrylic with improper prep, which essentially is what the pop-off method is, it's just deliberately not prepping the nail bed for the best adhesions so that you can pop them off, right? And whenever I tried this before, it was always like, sometimes the nail will pop off as I'm shaping it, and that can be very frustrating because I've already built out the nail, I've put away, you know, my smelly monomer, and now you kind of have to go back. So I don't know, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do today. I'm gonna try to, like, I'll buff the nail file, I'll prep it with an e-file, so hopefully that will give some adhesion. Might just keep the acrylic out while I'm doing the shapings. I've got my e-file. I'm gonna put it on one of the lowest settings, and I'm just going in and like cleaning up the area next to my cuticle. You can see it's already quite clean, but I just want to get these skin flakes and just like this extra little bit on the inside that didn't catch. I also have to make sure to do the sides of my nails. This is something that I used to neglect a lot because I didn't want to like touch the skin, or I didn't want to hurt myself, until I realized that my nails were always popping off like on the edge. And you can see this is actually like super soft. It doesn't hurt. It's barely taking anything off. This is one of the reasons why my acrylic nails usually don't last as long. I don't like to file my nails too hard. When you think about it, if you have like a piece of wood and you sand it down, like every time you sand it down, it's gonna get a little bit thinner. And I'm trying to grow my nails out a little bit right now, so I don't want them to get too thin. And I've noticed that whenever I go to the salon to get my nails done, they always file so hard to the point where like the drill is heating up. You can feel it, it like hurts a little. When I used to get my nails done at the salon all the time, I never really noticed. I just thought that was the process. But now that I've been doing my nails myself for a long time, I know what it's supposed to feel like. And I'm okay with having a little bit lower retention if it means that my nails are healthier and I'm not causing long-term damage. Especially because I put on new sets so frequently, right? If I was to file down really hard every time, it would really harm my nails. Make sure to not skip certain spots. The sides especially. I have a tendency to skip the sides, so just going over them again. Tiny bit of cleanup to go. Just picking off like some of the skin that's flaked off. All the skin that I'm cutting off, by the way, it's dead skin. Like I don't feel it at all. Okay, this is what my nails look like after the cleanup. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab some nail oil and put it all over my cuticles and my nails. I'm gonna try not to use too much because I don't want the tips to like immediately pop off. So this is kind of the opposite of what you would usually do if you're trying to prep for longevity, right? You wouldn't want oils on the nail bed if you want the nails to last a long time. I'm gonna use this top coat. Essentially I'm using it as a base coat, but because I'm gonna be putting it on the on the nails, which already have some cuticle oil on them. It means this top coat I'm specifically going to keep for this pop-off method. I'm not going to be using it as a top coat anymore. This is nearly finished, so this is just a way for me to get like more use out of this. And now I'm ready to apply my tips. I'm gonna size them up. Some of these are too big, so I will be cutting them down. Yeah, that feels right. My gel is not really cured properly. I'm gonna give it another like 60 seconds or so. I'm also gonna keep an eye on my lamp, because if I notice that gel is taking longer to cure or it's not curing fully, it could mean that you need to replace your lamp. The lights get weaker over time, and this is something that a lot of people don't know. I'm trying to flip it like pretty fast so that the glue doesn't run down. I've also got the tip like pretty deep into the nail because I don't have that much real estate to work with. Now, I've got to be honest, I don't even really want to file these right now because I'm worried that if I start filing them, it will just pop off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clip them shorter and like clip like an almond shape, and then I'll do the filing after I've applied the acrylic. This way they're going to be a bit stronger. This is the brush I'm using. Gotta admit, I don't really know what is the proper way to take care of these brushes. I've already ruined this one. Like, I don't know what I did to it. I don't think I tried to be careful with it, but I don't even really know what happened. And I don't know if the brush is bad or if I just did like something wrong. This is the nail powder I'm using. I like the color a lot, but I've never been able to get it like to lay down the way that I want. So today we're trying again. And there's a few things that I'm gonna do differently this time than what I did before. You know, the last video that I did in the series, it was obviously edited, so you didn't really get to see a lot of the fails. Like, there was a few there, but there was a lot more things off camera that went wrong. And one of the things that went wrong is I had a really hard time getting the tips to stay on. That's why I've been so careful with not filing today and just keeping them like this, given that I'm using the pop-off method, right? So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna like grab a bead and just put it like here, just to kind of strengthen this seal. And then I'll build a little bit around it and just lay it down. One of the things that I've never really heard anyone explain is like, how frequently should you dip your brush back in? Sometimes I notice it gets too runny. I'm gonna lay this down near the cuticle area. I'll do over here. Oh no, don't run away from me. Yeah, I don't know, like, how frequently am I supposed to dip? I really just want someone to explain to me the step by step of like, how do you know when you're supposed to add more monomer. Needs more on the left side here, but I want a small bead because I want it to blend. So I'm just gonna take a little, just a really little bead and put it over here, and then blend down. Blend down, 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 down. Okay, I think I did a good job blending that actually. If I look at it like from this angle, oh my god, I never get these to like look right. If I look at it from this angle, you can see like this is a lot thicker. So maybe no, this is very thick because of that bead that I just added. Do I add more here or do I file? I think I'm gonna add more. I added that bead because I definitely needed more product there. Something that people say is like, you're supposed to angle the nail down so that gravity is working with you. Take this bead and put it in the middle, angling down. I need more product, or maybe this product is supposed to be like a little bit see-through. Maybe it's just not thick enough, right? Like comparing to this, see, like this is super thin. It feels like I barely have anything. So maybe add some more. I'm trying not to get too thick in the cuticle area. Looking at the side, it still looks a little thin, especially comparing to my other nail. I think I would like to add one more bead like near the cuticle here. And again, this side ends up too thick. It's okay. I'm really glad that it didn't spill into the acrylic powder because acrylic powder was expensive and I don't want to ruin it. I do think it's a good quality like powder, by the way. Like when you see it like crumpling, looking horrible on my nails, it's definitely me, it's not the product. I think the person who owns this brand actually has a YouTube channel. You can see very clearly the product is very good and can be used to achieve amazing nails. One of the things I was thinking about as a beginner, like I really did consider getting the Amazon acrylic kits, right? Because I know that I'm not good at acrylic, and so I felt like maybe I shouldn't invest in a more expensive powder. I just didn't want to make it harder for myself. Plus I wanted to use something that I was pretty sure wouldn't have MMA because it's really hard to file off. I used to think that acrylic nails were so difficult to take off because of how long the removal process would take me when I would get them to the salon. And then I realized, like, actually, no, it's fine. It's just if it doesn't have MMA, like, you're gonna be fine. And one of the reasons is because MMA cannot be, like, properly soaked off. But yeah, you'll notice, like, sometimes if a product has MMA, in the removal, the nail tech will file off your nails and then they will do a soak off. But the soak off will not fully remove the product, so they'll still have to file off the part that's like closest to your natural nail. With acrylic, it doesn't have MMA. What you can do is you can fully file all of it off. The only thing left is maybe the tip. When a professional nail tech does my nails, I notice they don't get this much monomer on my skin. This is one of the reasons why I haven't been doing as much acrylic lately, because I don't feel comfortable having so much of the monomer on my skin. This is what the nails look like right now. They don't look too bad, to be honest. There's thickness to them that I like. It's the clickety-clack effect. This is a brand new file, by the way. I wanted to give myself the best chance possible. Clean up the edges first. That's my number one thing that I want to do here. This is acrylic, so I'm going to try and file this off. That's one of the things I feel really bad about doing. Like, it feels like it's not cheating, but it feels like kind of defeats the point when I have an application that I'm not happy with and then I have to fix it with a lot of filing, because it feels like A, I spend more of my time just doing filing, and B, it feels like I'm not getting anywhere, right? I really would love to get to the point where I can just apply acrylic and file it a little bit to clean it, but not need so much work. I gotta remind myself that I've only done acrylic 4 or 5 times. It's normal to not be so good at it, but it's just very frustrating. We are not done yet. There's one more thing I want to clean up, and that is the inside of the nails. Now I'm gonna just clean up the sides. Just this bit here that's like really close to the skin, because I like having it be really clean. I feel like it catches a lot of dirt as well. They're nice. I think I really do have a blind spot for the left side of my nail. This one that's in like a little pot. I tried it once before, but I don't remember exactly why I didn't end up using it. Super thin brush. Just gonna cure this for like 30 seconds maybe. Using this dried flower gel and applying it all over the top. I've never used this before, so I'm not sure how the petals are actually gonna show up. I'm gonna try like tapping a little bit. That's it, that's the design. I'm so happy with how it turned out. You can check out the first episode. If you like this video, please subscribe to the channel.